A decoded transmission from a visitor that has just entered our solar system confirms a chilling reality we've long feared. In the year 2025, NASA officials confirmed that the interstellar object designated 3Y Atlas is not just a passing comet, it is broadcasting a message. What it says could, honestly, redefine humanity's place in the cosmos forever. Let's explore this together. The impossible visitor. What if our third confirmed interstellar guest wasn't just wandering through space but navigating it? When astronomical networks like Pan-STARRS first detected 3Y Atlas in early 2025, it shattered every known classification. Unlike previous interstellar visitors, it was traveling at an unusually high interstellar velocity of 45 kilometers per second relative to our Sun, on a trajectory with a hyperbolic eccentricity of over 3.5. But it was its behavior that was truly impossible. It executed deliberate course corrections, moving with a precision that honestly defied any natural explanation. This wasn't a random rock. Its massive coma, a gas and dust cloud stretching 700,000 kilometers across, pulsed with a steady, repeating electromagnetic signal, unlike the chaotic outgassing of a comet like Hale-Bopp. The trajectory it took was impossibly efficient, using the gravitational wells of planets it passed as if it had a complete map of our system, a feat that takes our own probes years of calculation to achieve. The sheer energy required for these maneuvers, conducted without any visible propellant, suggests a technology that operates outside our known physics. As 3I Atlas carved a path through our asteroid belt with surgical accuracy, it became clear this wasn't an exploration, it felt like an arrival. When physics stopped making sense. There are fundamental laws that govern how objects move in space, but 3I Atlas seems to ignore them. Its trajectory showed a smoothness and efficiency that decades of astronomical observations say is impossible for a natural body. Scientists at NASA began using a term that honestly sent shockwaves through the community-piloted behavior. It executed a course correction amounting to a 15 meter per second delta V with no detectable outgassing, a feat that directly violates the Tsiolkovsky rocket equation for an object of its mass. Theoretical physicist Michio Kaku, when presented with the data, noted that the energy required for such a maneuver would be in the terawatt range, equivalent to the entire power output of humanity, sustained for several minutes. To a physicist, this is like watching a multi-ton boulder suddenly levitate and change direction in mid-air. The violation of this fundamental principle sparked frantic debates within institutions like the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, where teams ran millions of simulations and could find no natural model, not even an exotic outgassing of unseen material, to fit the observed data. This wasn't just an anomaly that stretched our theories, it was a direct contradiction of known physical laws. The object that defied reality. When NASA aimed the James Webb Space Telescope at 3Y Atlas, the data it sent back challenged our understanding of reality itself. The thermal readings were the first red flag. Instead of chaotic heat bursts, 3I Atlas showed a consistent thermal signature of 250 Kelvin, pulsing with a precision of microseconds. JWST's principal investigator for the observation, Dr. Jane Rigby, noted that the thermal stability was unnatural. Webb's spectrography then revealed hyper-reflective compounds that appeared artificial, a material with a near-perfect albedo of 0.98, reflecting 98% of all light, something not found in nature. But the most disturbing discovery was a faint electromagnetic pulse repeating every 147.13 seconds. It matched the signature of a real pulsar PSRB 1919 plus 21, yet the object had no magnetic field capable of generating it. It seemed to be mimicking a signal, a form of cosmic camouflage. Webb's infrared analysis also found structural patterns resembling recursive geometric fractals, leading some to float the terrifying consciousness engine theory, comparing it to theoretical concepts like a Matryoshka brain, but on a smaller mobile scale. The combination of these impossible features in one object moves it from unusual to unequivocally artificial. Two visitors, one terrifying pattern. This wasn't the first time we'd been sent a strange message. The mystery of 3I Atlas deepened when researchers cross-referenced its electromagnetic signature with archived data from Oumuamua from 2017. They found the exact same 147-second frequency had been detected briefly in its tail. The difference was the signal strength. Oumuamua's signal was a whisper in the Microjanskis, barely above the noise floor, while 3I Atlas is broadcasting in the Millijanskis, 1,000 times stronger. This really reframed everything. Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb's controversial theory that Oumuamua was an alien solar sail suddenly gained terrifying new ground. The statistical improbability of two interstellar objects separated by 8 years from different star systems, sharing such an unnatural signal is astronomical, suggesting they are part of a coordinated system. Oumuamua's brief weak signal now looks less like a random anomaly, and more like a handshake or ping to test for a response. Now 3I Atlas is answering with a full-blown data stream, implying the test was successful, and our civilization has reached a specific technological threshold. When space objects make calculated decisions. The moment we knew for sure we were being actively monitored was the moment it changed course. Just as scientists believed they had mapped its future trajectory, the Very Large Telescope in Chile recorded a subtle but unmistakable 0.05-degree inclination shift, an adjustment of 180 arc-seconds. This wasn't the random drift of a comet. The object veered off its projected arc, aligning with a new vector that brought it closer to Earth's orbital plane. To mission analysts like planetary scientist Dr. Sarah Seeger, the implication was clear: this was a conscious decision. The maneuver occurred just 72 hours after the James Webb Space Telescope began its focused spectroscopic analysis, a time frame confirmed by NASA's Deep Space Network that rules out coincidence. This inclination shift is an incredibly energy-intensive move, and the action wasn't just responsive, it was almost defiant, a clear message that said, "We see you watching us." The mood at the DSN's Goldstone complex as they tracked this impossible change in real time shifted from academic curiosity to profound alarm. Ancient mathematics from the stars. The signal wasn't just a pulse, it was a message written in the oldest language in the universe. Independent cryptographers analyzing the emissions discovered something extraordinary hidden within the narrow band, 0.1 Hz-wide signal. They found precise mathematical ratios, the golden ratio, Fibonacci sequences, and prime number spirals. This is exactly what scientists like the late Carl Sagan predicted an intelligent signal would contain. The signal wasn't just a simple prime sequence, it was encoding the Riemann zeta function, a deeply complex mathematical concept related to the distribution of prime numbers. Furthermore, the signal's modulation, using a complex form of phase shift keying, corresponded to the value of pi to over 1,000 decimal places, an unmistakable beacon of intelligence. Frank Drake, creator of the famous Drake equation, would have seen this as a direct attempt to communicate not just presence, but profound intelligence. This wasn't a simple hello, it was a comprehensive intelligence test, broadcasted across the solar system for anyone smart enough to listen. Organic chemistry from beyond the stars. It wasn't just a machine, it was carrying the very building blocks of life. James Webb's detailed spectroscopic analysis revealed its outer shell was coated in complex carbon molecules, and its NIRSpec instrument found evidence of adenine, one of the 4 nucleobases in DNA, via clear absorption lines between 260 and 280 nanometers. What was alarming was the purity and organization of these molecules. Unlike the chaotic racemic mixture of amino acids found in the Murchison meteorite, the compounds on 3Y Atlas showed a 99.7% levorotatory excess, a homochiral signature that is a smoking gun for biological or artificial synthesis. Astrobiologist Dr. Heather Graham at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center found the conclusion both thrilling and, honestly, terrifying. The terrifying implication is that if this is a seed ship, its purpose might not be benevolent. It could be preparing the environment for a subsequent colonization effort. The presence of DNA components suggests a biology that might be eerily compatible, or dangerously competitive, with our own. When Earth responded to the cosmic visitor. We thought we were only observing a distant object, but it was already interacting with our planet. A classified high-altitude surveillance balloon over Antarctica detected an extraordinary event. A powerful 500-megawatt tight-beam microwave burst at 23.4 gigahertz, lasting about 1.2 seconds, originating from the Amundsen-Scott South Pole Station's vicinity. The signal's timing aligned perfectly with another angular shift in 3Y Atlas's trajectory. Moments after the burst, seismic stations recorded ultra-low frequency rumbles, registering a 1.2 on the Richter scale, but resonating at a perfect 0.0068 Hz, the exact inverse of the 147-second pulse. Dr. Francis Halzen, principal investigator of the IceCube Neutrino Observatory, later reported a statistically significant 3 sigma spike in TV-range neutrinos from the same location. The synchronization implies the Earth itself is part of a much larger ancient network that is now being activated, with a dormant relay station buried deep beneath the ice. The asteroid belt death run. Right now, 3I Atlas is navigating a cosmic minefield, and it's doing so with terrifying ease. Its current path takes it directly through the main asteroid belt, traversing the dense Kirkwood gaps at over 60 kilometers per second. Unlike most comets, which have highly inclined orbits, 3Y Atlas is cutting directly through the belt's core. Planetary defense expert Dr. Amy Mainzer, former principal investigator of the NEOWISE survey, noted that its 700,000-kilometer coma is interacting with millions of untracked objects. More astonishingly, minor course corrections have been observed, suggesting it's actively avoiding even meter-sized debris with impossible precision. This avoidance system must be processing the trajectories of over 1.5 million known objects in real time, a feat of computation that dwarfs anything on Earth. Its journey isn't a dangerous run so much as a demonstration of effortless superiority over a hazardous environment, adjusting its path by mere hundreds of kilometers to avoid potential impacts. Rewiring our solar system's neural network. This object isn't just passing by, it may be fundamentally changing the space around us. Data from NASA's Parker Solar Probe, led by scientists like Dr. Noor E. Rawafi, confirms the object is generating alpha waves in the solar wind, disturbances measuring several nanoteslas that can transfer energy over vast distances. Scientists at NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center are concerned these disturbances could amplify the effects of the next coronal mass ejection, potentially increasing the resulting geomagnetic storm's KP index by 2 to 3 points, pushing it from a moderate to a severe event. The charged dust particles it's shedding are acting as charge carriers, creating a persistent conductive path between the object and the sun's magnetic field lines. It is essentially inserting itself as an active electrical component into our solar system's delicate circuitry. The long-term consequences for planetary magnetospheres, including the one that protects all life on Earth, are completely unknown and deeply concerning. The universe has sent us messengers, and we are only just beginning to learn their language. The mysteries of Oumuamua and other interstellar visitors remind us that we are part of a vast, interconnected cosmos filled with wonders we are yet to discover. The journey into the unknown continues. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the frontiers of science. Thank you for watching InnoVision Tech.